The battle is won before the war begins. The man who trains in silence walks through chaos in peace, while others scramble when the world falls apart. The Stoic is ready, not because life is easy, but because he trained for it, long before the storm ever came. Welcome back to the Stoic Warrior, where strength is not about noise, but depth. Today, we talk about the invisible grind, the preparation no one sees, the mental armor you build before life tests you. Because when the world breaks down, the untrained panic. The Stoic asked. The world worships results, success, trophies, applause, but the Stoic worships something else. Preparation, the work done in the dark, the repetitions in silence, the sweat spilled when no one is watching, because he knows it is in those quiet hours that character is forged. There is a phrase in Stoicism, premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of adversity. It means to mentally rehearse everything that could go wrong before it does, not to become paranoid, but to become prepared. When you visualize the loss of health, reputation, loved ones, opportunity, you do not become fearful, you become grateful. And when misfortune comes, as it always does, you do not break. You bow your head, and you keep moving. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you wake in the morning, tell yourself, 'Today I shall meet with interference, ingratitude, insolence, disloyalty.'" Why would the Emperor of Rome begin his day this way? Because expectation is the seed of suffering. If you expect the world to be smooth, you will be shattered when it is not. But if you train for resistance, for chaos, for pain, then when it arrives, you are already in motion, already calm, already unshaken. Most people wait until life falls apart before they start working on themselves. The Stoic does the opposite. He trains before the crisis, before the loss, before the insult. He strengthens the mind like a soldier sharpens a blade, not for display, but for battle. That means doing the hard things when it's easy, waking early when you could sleep, practicing self-control when you could indulge, speaking truth when silence is safer. These are not acts of suffering, they are drills. Each one conditions the soul. Each one tells the body, "I command you," not the other way around. You don't rise in the fire, you fall to your level of preparation. So ask yourself, what are you preparing for? Do you scroll endlessly, chase comfort, flee discomfort, or do you sit in discomfort intentionally? So when life gets uncomfortable, you've already been there. The Stoic warrior understands. Ease is a liar. Comfort weakens. Growth comes through friction. And so he welcomes difficulty, not because he enjoys pain, but because he trusts it. Pain is the gym of the soul. Resistance builds resilience. When others run from discomfort, the Stoic steps into it. That's why training in the dark matters, when no one's clapping, when it's cold, when you don't feel like it. That's where discipline is born. Not in motivation, but in repetition. Not in hype, but in habit. Train your mind like a fortress. Practice silence. Practice rejection. Practice loneliness. Practice failure. Practice hunger, so that when they come, and they will, you greet them like old friends, because you've met them before, on your own terms. Seneca wrote, "Set aside a certain number of days, during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough dress, saying to yourself, 'Is this the condition I feared?' This is not this is liberation, because once you've experienced voluntary discomfort, fear loses its grip. You no longer ask, 'What if it happens?' You say, 'Let it come, I'm ready.' Preparation does not make you arrogant. It makes you humble, because it reveals your weakness before life does. It shows you what you still cling to, what still owns you, and it gives you a chance to release it, to train through it. We live in a soft world, a distracted world, a world that prizes ease and speed. But the Stoic is not interested in what is easy. He is interested in what lasts. He does not seek approval. He seeks alignment, with nature, with virtue, with self. And that alignment must be practiced, every day, especially when no one is looking. So how do you train in the dark? You wake before the sun. You keep your promises to yourself. You do one thing that scares you. You delay one comfort. You face one fear. You forgive one resentment. You sit in silence. You hold your emotions like fire, not too tight, not too far. You write. You reflect. You move with intention. This is not punishment. This is how a Stoic is built. When the world goes quiet, that's when the real training begins. In darkness, There is clarity, in solitude. There is strength, in preparation. There is peace. One day, everything you love may be taken, your reputation destroyed, your comfort stripped away. In that moment, you will not rise magically. You will fall to your training. If your training is deep, you will still stand. Not because you're lucky, not because you're superhuman, but because you chose to prepare when no one else did. Train now, not tomorrow. Sharpen your mind while the world sleeps, because the next battle will not announce itself. And when it comes, let the world wonder, how does he remain so calm? And you'll know the answer. I trained for this, in the dark. Tomorrow, we take this further. You'll learn how to maintain balance in the chaos with the next virtue of the Stoic path, temperance. Until then, train. Reflect. Endure. The Stoic warrior never waits.